Good evening and welcome to Dumfries, Scotland for the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship 2014. We're into the quarterfinal stages now, and it's being played at the Ice Bowl. So the game we're going to be featuring in the quarterfinals is between Sweden and Czech Republic. Sweden yet to be defeated. Czech Republic with one defeat to their name, but progressing quite comfortably into the quarterfinals. So here we take a look at the other games in progress. Norway taking on Hungary, Switzerland against Austria, and down there at the bottom, Russia versus Spain. So you see the top half of the draw and the bottom half as we take a look at the teams. Camilla Johansson is the female for Sweden, and it is Par Noren for Czech Republic, Susanna Hajkova and Tomáš Pau. Okay, the rules of play. 2 players, 1 male, 1 female. 6 stones, but they only actually play 5. 2 predetermined stones are placed, 1 short of the rings, 1 back of the button. 46 minutes playing time. 8 ends, minimum of 6. And if you play the first stone, you also play the last stone of the end. And players can switch to be playing the first stone and last stone to the middle 3. Both players can sweep, and also no takeouts until the 4th stone of each end. So here we are in the Ice Bowl arena, and it's Sweden to get us underway. It's myself, Kenny Edwards, and I'm joined once again by Logan Gray.
Good evening, Kenny. Looking forward to a good game this evening. And for me, possibly the favourites early on here. Sweden up against the Czech Republic. Sweden have certainly looked the strongest team out there, and that reflected in the stats as well for the week. Both of the players topping the stats in their position. So Czech Republic have the last stone advantage here in the first end, and they have the stone on the back of the button. Of course, if you don't have the last stone, then you have the centre guard, but you have that opportunity to make a perfect freeze onto the button with your first stone of the game. Well, we've got a miss early on here from Susanna Hajkova. Just a little bit heavy and wide, and a chance here for the Swedes to wrap another one around that centre guard.
Yeah, Camilla Johansson really in a different class this week so far. Head and shoulders above all the rest. Just looking for this one to come round and just tap the yellow back.
Of course, the world server medalists from 2012, Par Noren and Camilla Johansson. And quite like to see that shot there. That's a kind of a containing shot, one to outcount those 2 yellows at the back of the rings. I think we would see a lot of the teams this week being dragged around the centre. However, it does give Tomáš Pau a chance to come around. Of course, the Czech Republic arrived at the quarterfinals through the qualification round this afternoon. Oh, a really nice shot here by Tomáš Pau. Czech Republic defeating China in the round of 12. And some more shots like that, and maybe they'll go a little bit further. So that yellow sitting quite nicely in that pocket. So here's Camilla just going for an intern freeze, even if they could tap it back. Oh well, that's not even close from Team Sweden. Way short of speed. And the chance now. It's amazing how quickly the momentum can swing back and forth in mixed doubles curling. Just takes one miss and all of a sudden Czech Republic on the front foot here, and with the chance to lie too.
Yes. Awesome. Směr fajn, čistit. Awesome. Jo, na směr. Na směr. Směr. Jo. Musíš celou dobu.
Gosh, Paul really having to go to town on this one, try and drag it down there.
Je to delší.
Plenty of speed. Needs to be careful not to drift between these two red stones. And does enough to lie to. Nice shot there by Paul.
Sorry, já jsem neříkal váhu.
3-3. A to je dobrý.
Yes, there's a big pocket there now.
Yeah, they'll be looking to just swoop this one right around onto the button. Ideally, Czech Republic would have liked to stay in front of the T-line, but still a pretty good shot. And after Camilla Johansson being so far out with her previous stone, this one's no gimme. Can she make the correct adjustment to make a good freeze here? Well, much better shot here, pushes it back and at least nullifies that stone as it drifts through the forefoot.
Yeah, it has lined the yellows up though. But that red sort of stuck in there. Hard to remove it from play.
Můžeš dát malinko víc, si chceš.
So, Tomáš Paul for Czech Republic.
Čistit! Víc venkem! Jedu víc venkem!
8.
Čistit!
Já musím tuhnout.
Čistit! Jo! Go!
Jedu.
Jo!
Ne, já jedu. Já nevím, na co zveš. Řekni, co chceš, já jsem
Looking pretty good, and this time Tomáš Paul has managed to stay north of the T-line.
Vždycky volám na směr, Tome.
And Czech Republic in great shape here.
Protože jsem přetáčela, no.
Swedes really standing, pondering over this one. What do you do? You've got all the angles absolutely perfect. Neither of those yellow stones easy to remove. And you know what? It's even difficult to make a freeze to even cut them to one. So for me, Sweden might have to just accept they're going to give up two here.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult situation now.
Allting här är väl bra, för de måste ju helt in på...
Ja, men grejen är att ligger man lite ute så måste vi ändå försöka trycka den hit. Ja. Så att den blir sämre. Om man ligger kvar här ute alltså.
Ja, men det är väl okej att komma här då?
Jo. Jag tänkte, kommer vända ner mot
just a corner freeze, I think.
I think they might have to actually play right down onto the Yellowstone. I don't think they can leave it high in the house. I think there's still a port between those two red stones that Czech Republic could play through with some heat and still score 3.
Yeah, I think if you maybe just come around, I think are they trying. Do you think they're trying to maybe push the yellow back?
No, I think they kind of explored that option and decided that by going for the tap, then they would then roll wide, and it would still leave an easy shot for 2 anyway. So it's maybe too difficult a shot for too little reward.
Yeah, this one from Per looks. If it needs to hold a bit straighter, does pass the guard. Has he got right down in? And he hasn't.
I don't think he could have done too much more than that. Good attempt by Parnaren.
So, looks like a draw to the forefoot. Or are they just throwing this one away, Logan? I think they're just going to throw this away. Yep, they are. Just not going to overcomplicate it.
Well, they also felt that it was too much risk to try and get another one on there. I think personally I would have been tempted to just take it as an opportunity just to try and throw the T-line just to get my weight. You know that Susanna is going to be playing the first stone of the next end, so perhaps a chance just to try and get fuel for this, for what the speed's going to be for making that next one. Anyway, no harm done. And Czech Republic with a great 2 after a super draw from Tomáš Pál. So we're all set and ready to get the second end underway. That's Dan Raphael on the right. And Mikael Andresen on the left. Of course, the Swedish coach.
Yeah, so Czech Republic sticking with the lineup of Zuzana Hajkova playing first and last.
Well, indeed, they could have changed between the ends, but we've not seen that too much this week, have we, Kenny?
No, we haven't. Certainly, I think the teams that have maybe played this format quite a lot stick to a game plan. Maybe the newer nations into the event do switch things around.
Well, a lovely shot to start the second end by Susanna Hajkova.
Hit och tryck då!
Va?
Gå ner och tryck lite!
Ja. Vill du gå här eller här?
Nej, gå den här vägen.
So Per Norin.
Ja, behöver kalla. Nej, nej, nej. En bra Per.
Ja, bra. Den där sidan tycker jag att det är full lätt på i alla fall.
Ja.
I think this one's just going to be asked for just a corner freeze on the yellow. So Tomáš Pál on his in turn. He's probably been a little bit weaker than his out turn all week.
Směr. To nech. Hezký.
Well, certainly wasn't weak on that occasion. A really nice freeze there by Thomas Powell. I think one of the main reasons the Swedes have been so good this week is that they're calling slightly more defensively than a lot of the teams out here. They're playing more containing shots. They know when to play a takeout, and don't get sucked into this constant freezing game where you're playing the same shot over and over again. They can smell the danger, and they know how to get themselves out of it. Maybe just that experience of having been here before. Of course, 2 years ago, the world silver medalists.
Yeah, this one's looking a little bit heavy. Just clicks off the top yellow and rolls to the back of the 8 foot. So a slight mistake. It's also set up the angles, so that red would drag right back onto the yellow.
Yeah, although they've been heavy on that, they have improved the angles for themselves. Just by moving that Yellowstone over, the yellow, red, yellow combination's quite nice for Sweden. So Czech Republic don't like those angles, and they're going to need to try and guard that.
Yeah, this time of coming around in the out turn. Do you expect them to be short with this one, Logan, or do you want this one right up?
Yeah, they quite clearly indicated the guard here. They're just a little bit worried about this tap, so they're going to try and take that away from Sweden at the moment.
Přetáčím. Dobrý. Dobrý, lepší tohle než být někde.
Určitě.
So that guard does cover the tap up, and Sweden are just going to try and start setting up the play on that plant at the top of the 4 foot. Just be looking for something kind of exposed here and able to run on to that yellow-red combination. But look at this curl. Just wonder if that grabbed something.
Yeah, it did move pretty quick, Logan. Johansson just not quite firing on all cylinders like we've seen so far.
Klidně 2. Teďka, prostě sem, no, v tohle míst.
Tady mají runback na 2, OK, to je fajn.
So this one, I think maybe just going to call for a guard, possibly again, just to block the draw in.
Malinko víc ještě.
OK.
Dobře, to je moc.
Yeah, absolutely. The Czech Republic are really just
Nic, jede.
guarding for their life here.
Až na konci.
They know that this is not a situation where they can really force the issue. They can't really try and get another one in there. That yellow-red plant is too good. And good sweeping here from Thomas Powell. Gets that yellow into a near perfect spot.
Yeah, looking at that, it's looking really awkward for Sweden to get at that yellow stone back of the button. Gonna have to play a double raise.
Yeah, but you know what? That's they've now created an angle for a stone to run in that might be beneficial to the Swedes.
Yeah, just anywhere high side of nose would do this. Would you play this at big weight, or would you just go barrier or control?
It's hard to say. I can't really see who would be lying second shot if they were to just kind of not these two guards. Let's see how it works out. Oh, just squares it up off that top one. Reverse kicks a little bit too much, and all of a sudden the angles are so much better for Sweden.
Yeah, you see this one just kicked the stone to the right.
Já musím zahrát jenom tohle. A tady se nevejdem kolem těch gardů.
9.
Tudy?
9.
Klidně víc, tady to moc nepojede. Stej je taky fajn.
Well, what will Czech Republic do? That's actually ended up in a quite a nice shot. It's opened up the centre. Really forces Czech Republic to make a play in this top yellow and drive it back onto the yellows. I think that's what they're going to try and do.
Well, it's the last stone at the end. If they did decide to try and like, they might decide that they're lying a good enough shot in there, and they could just throw a guard. I'm not entirely in love with this call. Well, let's see how it works out here for Susanna Haikova. Gives that a little bit of hot sauce. Gonna try and chase it down the ice.
Yeah, this one's really pulling hard now. Can't afford to. Oh, gets a little bit lucky. And that yellow sitting on top of the red means it's fairly hard for Sweden to get two out of this.
Det går ju inte att skjuta på en dragning.
Nej. Jag måste ju smita den här med en bakkantsfart.
Ja.
So, Noreen, I think just going to come down on the end turn just to try and rest up against this yellow for each single point.
Yeah, it doesn't have too much option, and they might actually have to play a little bit more weight than a dead draw here. Just because of the positioning of the guards, they're very much in the path if they were to throw a dead draw weight.
And Noreen is going to have to go really hard on this one.
We saw a lot of curl earlier on when their stone hit the centre line. And it's going to be a steal. An end that very much looked like it was going to be Sweden's, but could never take advantage of the plant they had at the top of the forefoot. And it's going to be a steal of one here in the second end. After two ends, it's Czech Republic 3, Sweden 0.
Här nere. Sen när man närmar sig mitten svimmar han ju. Ja, men det är därför... Det, ja, men det var ju så vi pratade om sist när vi gick över linan när jag skulle garda. Nu pratar vi inte om så att vi ska spela där i linan.
So Susanna Haikova trying to defend this 3-point lead.
Venku, co?
Czech Republic not really done anything wrong so far in this quarter-final. So just to bring you up to date with the things going on elsewhere. Norway and Hungary are all tied at 1 each. Russia, they also have a 3-point advantage after 2 ends over Spain. And Austria leads Switzerland 1-0.
Parnarin playing 77% for the tournament. Top of all the male players. Just terrific shooting. I've been saying all week long that we expect the stats to be a little bit lower than traditional curling. Due to the lack of sweeping and also the higher technical difficulty of the shots that are being played, with there being so many stones in play and stones being back at the tee line. There's a lot of freezes, a lot of taps, whereas in the traditional game would more expect a lot of open takeouts.
Yeah, it just shows the importance of the sweepers in a game. Make a big difference to just positioning your stones.
Well, a mistake there by Tomáš Powell. Really needed to get onto the other stone. Well, Sweden could move that
yeah, they could, but they'll need to
Camilla Johansson also playing 77% for the tournament.
yeah, it's the outturn from Camilla Johansson this time. So this leaves the Czech Republic now in a little bit of trouble, not too much though. The 2 red stones that are sitting top of the button are really always going to go back onto that yellow that's on the left. So, do you think running the guard would be the call, maybe, Logan?
Well, you could run the guard, but you certainly need to move something on the button. You need to be pretty confident with the run back, I would say. Tomáš Powell just going to try and come around that. I think the important thing about this shot is that I think you have to move the stones a little bit. You need to come down and just shuffle them around.
Připrav se. Jup. No, ne.
Decline.
Jup. Ne, wow.
Jenom 9.
Yeah, so just looking for a freeze right on the face. How's this one looking? It's okay.
It's definitely better than it was before, so Sweden do have a terrific chance here.
Yeah, Sweden are just going to block this one up. They think they can maybe score 2 and have a draw with their last.
Well, the Swedes are being very smart here. They know that the shot that can really hurt them at the moment is for the Czech Republic to play an out-turn tap on that yellow stone, and they've got a lot more room for error on that handle. So we're going to try and take that shot away.
lite grann.
Nej, jag vågar inte.
Ja.
Jodå. Ja, den är ganska lång den här ändå.
Ja, kom igen då.
This one's again sliding away. Bounced the guard.
Ja, det är okej.
And I don't think there is a gap there. It's really tight if there is.
Därifrån, då träffar de egen om de slår den.
That's what they're going to look at. They're maybe going to try and come through the hole.
Jste guard? Můžeme to zkusit, no.
Zatím můžu zkazit.
Si nic, no. Otevřeš to, no. To asi nevadí.
Já tady odsaď se nedostanu.
Ne, dostaneš.
Susanna Haikova,
Tady?
of course, got a fair bit of experience at junior level. 4 appearances at World Juniors, picking up the silver medal in
Když ho jenom trefím na komoru, fajn.
2012.
Well, Czech Republic are still keen to make a play on the yellow on this handle, so they're going to play a slightly more difficult shot and try and run this red guard in. Just trying to send it onto the right hand side of that yellow stone just played by Tomasz Pal. And this one looks like it's tracking right out there.
Yeah, just nearly clicked the red on the high side. Just missed there.
To tak jako hezky všechno na knap. Přesně mimo.
I think Sweden, you just lay another guard in around the same spot.
Ha lite mer is nu, så jag tror att farten kan vara skaplig.
Ja.
Camilla
Håll
Johansson
igång den.
just looking to block things up, make it awkward.
Höck nära.
Ja. Bara
Czech
stanna.
Republic with only one stone remaining. This one
Bara
looks to
stanna.
maybe have overcurled.
Ja, det är bra.
Might have been easier to make the guard on the other hand. I think they can maybe come down now and just chip the yellow back or even draw right round in on top.
Ty varianta bylo hop. Ne, to nejde.
To ne, co tam vidíš, to nejde. Jako ještě by tam možná šlo. No ne, nehodlám riskovat, že si vyrazím.
Takhle.
No počkej, není to tam?
Co?
Není, guard.
Jakože bychom tu sedmičku vyrazili tamhle
To nejde.
Maďarům, jo.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're going to do. It's really a free shot for Czech Republic here. They've got a couple of options, as long as they're not on the high side.
Jak chceš, já bych to dala
Tady
takhle.
bychom se dojít až někam sem.
Ukaž mi to, jak chceš, mně je to jedno.
To malinko pomalejší tady.
So what can Susanna Haikova do?
Upřel se spíš. Pozor, je to tady nevětí, jo.
Oh, this looks really short of weight. Oh, what happened to that?
I think that must have obviously grabbed something.
To asi jsme neměli hrát odsaď.
There was a little bit of play down that side of the sheet in the first end, so I don't think it was entirely a new path, and that miss, for whatever reason, leaves Sweden a chance to tie this match up.
Släpp han hellre i den.
Ja. Vad vill du ha här?
Ja, ta sig där.
Yeah, I think it's just a straightforward draw on the out turn, just against that yellow. Don't even need to move it.
Well, I wonder, they were kind of looking at whether if they did come down and rest on that yellow, whether it would be lying third shot position ahead of the one at the top of the button. I don't know what they decided on that, but you wouldn't expect Parnaren to be too far away with this. Final stone of the third end.
Yeah, quite a soft release from Parnaren. We've noticed that quite a lot during the week, and this one's really sliding in now.
Needs to get it past that top yellow. Oh, super draw.
Absolutely perfect. And they tie the game at 3 each. And just halves it off.
Well, seemed to be the call. Just to play the peel, I'd expect to see the Swedes just put the guard back on.
Yeah, Camilla Johansson just looking for this shot of the house. Maybe just going to over curl ever so slightly. It's maybe the chance that we're looking for. So this time I think they're going to play the draw. Just be interested to see what kind of weight they play this tap at. Probably just going to play bat ring, do you think, Logan, or would you go a little heavier as that?
I don't think they can afford to. They need to bend it around the guard here. So of course, the more weight that they throw here, then the straighter the course of the stone will run. Let's see how it works out. Must be pretty close.
Yeah, it's passed by a mile. Yeah, that's a nice shot, and does set the angle up on the yellows, so that one that's sitting on the button shouldn't be removed. So, I think, what would you be doing here, Logan? Would you just be trying to throw a guard, or would you go after the Yellowstone back of the button?
Guard certainly looks like the easiest shot, but that red does look a little bit lonely in there.
Ser lång ut. Ser jättelång ut.
Nej då.
Var med, måste curla. Var med, måste curla. Måste curla, var med. Japp, 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 japp.
So,
well, that's really good.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Just taps the yellow back level.
Det är bra det där.
Ale stejně se toho... Jo, toho se pak už nezbavíš. To asi ne to, abych to prostě sekla takhle, no.
Ale jako...
Ale asi nevíde, no.
To je docela smraďov tady. Ale můžeme to pokrýt tam... Tady má ten runback, že jo?
So what do you do now if you're a Czech Republic? Do you throw a guard? Do you play the freeze?
Well, the problem that they have at the moment is these two Yellowstones, they've got completely the wrong angles.
Tohle
Furt tam něco má, no.
Really want that yellow stone
To bude pak lepší, co?
just in front of Thomas
Můžeme
Powell
jít sem, no, a-
to be closer to the center line than
Můžeme
that
jít
white,
sem.
Dostat to takhle.
than that yellow on the tee line. So
Jak jako, jste na ten posunu?
To nic
Ne.
neřeší.
they could
Můžeš nic?
still make a play here to try and set up some angles so that if there was a guard thrown in, they could run it in and get rid of that redstone.
No to tam, no. Něco mezi sem. Až sem, no.
No, musíme se malinko schovat.
Jako mě by se líbilo až sem, aby tam prostě nebyl ten...
Já bych hrál 5 jenom.
Yeah, so these two yellows could possibly remove from play, so I think you need to find the pocket between the two.
Absolutely, Kenny. Even if you could just rumble that top yellow just a few inches, then you might set up an angle to get rid of that red on top.
4, 5.
Směr fajn. Bude se přetáčet, jo? Ne, wow.
Jenom 4.
Jep. Jep. Oh.
This one's looking pretty good from.
Well,
Thomas Powell.
maybe
Yeah.
just got it far enough.
I think he has just covered enough on the inside.
No, nevím, jestli byl možná chytrý.
Sätter man chapp, då ligger man ju kvar här. Eller hur?
På lite utsida.
So
Men det gör ju ingenting om det blir lite insida heller. Alltså om vi träffar den så, då skjuter vi bort bägge de här. Där är den här han har spelat på. Ska han slå den in då, eller borde ju den bli bättre. Men det är frågan vilken fart. Man ska spela lite mer.
yeah, look at the angles. I think they're possible, maybe triples there. I don't think it is there. I don't think you can see enough on the inside.
I don't think they need to move the top one though. If they can ever just drive that straight onto the yellow, onto the second yellow, if you get it straight onto there and get rid of the one in the button, you'll be lying quite nicely on the centre line.
Yeah, it probably is. Maybe is actually there when you see it. You have to get pretty tight to that centre guard though.
So don't expect that that first yellow they're going to make contact with to go, but it's the next two that they want to get rid of. A little bit wild from Parnaren on the way out there. Well, that's not what they wanted.
Vinkla ut den inte.
Ja,
Well,
ganska ordentligt.
picture says 1,000 words. Parnaren not that happy with that shot just played.
5 trefit, zevnitř, no. Na půlku třeba.
Zevnitř?
No, jako, je tady odsaď. Kolik chceš váhu, 9?
Jo.
Well, now it's advantage Czech Republic. Should be a straightforward shot here, and maybe they can lie to it. Well, here's the final stone of the fourth end.
Oh,
And I would expect that Susanna Haikova just trying to chip this one onto the red. Could also make it just by hitting it on the nose. And get stuck in between the two. But still does enough to score two. Nice shot there by Haikova. Maybe that was a chance for more than two.
Yeah, I think it was.
Koukám, jak to dopadlo jenom.
Tu yellow.
Well, just needed to spill that a little bit further. And two on the board for the Czech Republic here in the fourth end.
Tak asi neumím úhly, nebo nevím. Protože kdybychom to vzali ještě míň,
That will make the score.
Tak je to na
co jim
4,
dali
jo?
všechno, je to našli za mnoho.
Is it 3, Logan? No.
Dobrý.
Looks like a 3. Maybe is. It is.
Yes, just 2.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
just
there you go.
they're just going to have a
Listo, man.
quick look at this.
Já to nemetla,
And they're maybe changing this.
It certainly didn't look like a 3. It was a 3 that was getting put on the board, but a little bit of potential controversy here.
Yeah, it was only a
But they
2.
were trying hard to get us 3.
So they head into the break.
So let's see where they all came to rest here.
If he's wide, then he just can give us. And he was.
Oh, actually, it does look like a 3, doesn't it?
Okay. So
Is that yellow on the right out counting? No, it doesn't. Sorry. Getting confused. It was quite obviously only 2. So at the halftime break, it is going to be a 5-3 lead for the Czech Republic. And teams are going to take a little break and return shortly for highlights of the first half before we get the second half underway.
Highlights from the quarterfinal matchup between Sweden and Czech Republic. Pa Noren for Sweden trying to just corner freeze the yellow to force a 1, but that one just over-curled. Czech Republic sitting 2. And Susanna Hajkova of Czech Republic just electing to throw that one away, and it was a great start for them. They led 2-0 into the second. And Pa Noren, this one again over-curled, just trying to tap back for the single point. And a nice steal for Sweden to trail by 3. And third end, some great play by Sweden in this end, setting up the opportunity for a draw for 3, which was absolutely perfect, and they levelled the score. Fourth end, and Susanna Hajkova just trying for a hit for 4, but only picked up 2. But that's a great first 4 ends for Czech Republic as they lead 5-3. So back with us in the 5th end of this quarter-final matchup here in the Ice Bowl Arena, Dumfries, Scotland, for the World Mixed Doubles Curling Championships. It's myself, Ken Edwards, and I'm joined by Logan Gray And what do you think of the matchup so far, Logan?
Well, I think it's been thoroughly entertaining, and I think Czech Republic well worth their lead. This is Par Noren, who play the first and last stones for Sweden. Of course, you can change from end to end. However, we've seen the Swedes stick with it, trailing by 5 shots to 3. And apart from that third end, I think the Czech Republic have certainly made the better shots so far. The pleasing thing for me about the Czech Republic is that they're willing to play defensively. They're not scared to take off the centre guard. That's been the most impressive thing for me so far. Not seen that too much. Most of the teams getting sucked around the centre guard. And this is Tomáš Paul. He's been throwing the middle stones for the Czech.
Yeah, moving that one off the button.
Sen om det blir insida är okej.
And now it's Czech Republic with their stones top of the tee. And Camilla Johansson try and push it back.
Yeah, well, although the Czech Republic in front of the tee line, one good thing for Sweden here is that the stones are reasonably well spread out, so should be a good chance for them to score in this end.
Drop! Drop!
Jakob! Jakob!
See?
Oh, jenom dojet!
See?
Jenom dojet! Jenom dojet! Wow!
Well,
Wow!
Susanna Haikova making it quite clear she does want this one swept. It just looks like a guard here for the Czech Republic. Just trying to protect the rays on that red-yellow.
Have got a nice double guard now. Should they want to set up a steal.
Yep! Yep! Get it! Get it!
Sweden running back the centre guard and even chipping that red off the top. So, don't know if that was a good result or not. I would have said they quite like that red stone sitting on top of the yellow. That was definitely not part of the plan.
Det är samma här nu. Fryser han, då går vi efter och trycker.
So, yeah, I think if Czech Republic could come around and just sit top of the 8 foot, just in behind that yellow, Sweden be forced to come around on the other hand. Sweden do have a few stones lying around now, so Czech Republic can't be too defensive.
Málo rotace. 7.
Tomáš Paul.
7.
This has certainly been a stronger hand.
Musím tuhnout hodně.
Tak až tomu zadnímu.
8.
Tomu zadnímu, Jakob!
9.
Jakob! Jakob!
This one looking pretty nice.
Směr!
Right back to that red does get a little edge off it.
Tohle než...
Jsem zase dlouhý. To je blbě tohle.
No, co jsem s tím měla dělat?
Ne, říkám, že jsem to hodil blbě, no.
Yeah, you see that yellow sitting out. I think you've maybe come down at just back 8 weight, and you want to hit and check across on top of the other yellow. Just sit half on it. Just not right on the straight angle would be what's required.
Absolutely. The key here is to move that yellow stone though. Sweden do have a great chance, and they're running out of stones here.
Aldrig röra.
Yeah, that's a
Super
nice
shot.
Yep.
Great shot there from Camilla Johansson. Sets up some lovely angles for the Swedes.
Jag var ju lite het.
Czech Republic will be forced to
Tyckte det var
try and make
lite
another draw in there.
No to bude točit hodně, no. Chris je taky dobrý.
Tahle strana se mi fakt nechce hrát.
Jo. Posunem to? Myslíš, že se nám to povede posunout?
Well, looks like Sweden lying 2 at the moment.
Jako já ho uvidím skoro celý, podle mě.
To musí hrát tak 9, abychom
No
to
to
tady
já budu
úplně
dát
rozpustili.
9, no.
Yeah, Sweden didn't need 2 points to
Takže
tie the
to
game
samou
up.
jsem tady furt házdela víc. To točí. Mě to bude točit jako hodně.
Maybe we could come around at hack weight and maybe play a double on the reds, but then you would also leave a straightforward double on your outside yellows.
Well, if they could ever make a freeze and get to the inside of this red and lie second shot, it would be very difficult to see how Sweden could score 2.
Wow. Wow.
9, 10.
Čekej,
Taky.
čekej. Já ho vůbec nemám.
Well, this one's been just played with a lot of weight. As we were saying, there is now quite a straightforward hit and flop off the yellows on the left-hand side. But
Nästan chapp har vi 3 också.
Oh, partner Ren's saying is
Ja,
they can have a go at this for 4, and even if they hit it on the nose or they hit it thin, they're still going to catch on that back red and score 3. So terrific chance here for Sweden.
yeah, really couldn't afford to be that heavy.
Well, I think to give themselves a chance of scoring 4 here, they just need to throw a kind of a hack weight. Difficult to say whether in the mixed doubles format it may be better just to smash this one and take a safe 3. It's going to be very easy to miss this altogether.
And just didn't quite make it.
Well, still does enough though to score 3.
Jag tänkte jag vill inte fega på farten heller så han tar fart och curlar.
Yeah, so Sweden strike back and take the lead. 6-5 now after 5 ends.
Alltså Santa kommer med en sån här precis och så han tar fart och bara drar iväg.
Nej.
Ja, bra.
5 ends played here, and it's Sweden 6, Czech Republic 5. Okay, well, just while Peter's setting the stones up here, we'll catch up on what's happening elsewhere here in the Ice Bowl in Dumfries. Tight game on sheet A. It's 4 each after 5 ends between Switzerland and Austria. And Switzerland will have the last stone in the 6th end. After a great start, Russia got off to a 3-0 start and now trailing by 5-3 against Spain after 5 ends. Hungary now 4-1 up on Norway after defeating Scotland earlier on today. And of course, back to our featured game here. Here's Parnaren getting the 6th end underway. Sweden leading Czech Republic by 6 shots to 5. And a very nice tap there from Par.
Yeah, so it's been interesting to see how Czech Republic respond to this. It's the first time they've been down in the game.
Well, Tomáš Pell coming out to double team this stunt. But still not going to be enough to drag it down there. And after a super start for the Czech Republic, the wheels starting to come off the wagon a little bit, and Sweden with a chance to really turn up the heat here. Just like to get this one far enough to lie in second shot position. And interestingly, Kenny, Sarah Carlson, our co-commentator, was telling me earlier on that Parnaren and Camilla Johansson beat the skip of the Swedish seniors team in the final here this week. She was apparently on fire and continuing on good form in the seniors competition this week. So probably just as well she didn't win, or she would be struggling to know what competition to play in. I think you have to go for the one that you'd be letting down the fewest teammates, wouldn't you?
I think so, yes. I think the one with the most importance as well, Logan. Well, Czech Republic choose to peel the guards. Smart call after a terrific draw from Camilla. So, Camilla trying to draw one in. Don't think they need to be right up with this, so. Another good guard. Maybe, just maybe over curled, and gives the Czech Republic a better chance to make a play on these two reds. That's what they were looking for by making the peel. They're hoping that the Swedes wouldn't be able to replace the guard as well as where it was positioned before. Yeah, so that did move the stones around. And they think that's a good shot to. Can I say, Sweden have got one right in on the button there. If they could just throw another guard on this. Yeah, top of the 8 would be
Spela
the
där.
call.
Framför.
Ja.
Sweden looking good for a steal.
Well, absolutely. I'm not too sure they can just throw the straight guard here. They don't want to risk Czech Republic coming down on the other hand and being able to bump. But you know what? Even if they do come down and make the freezer a little tap, then you can come down and cap them. And how did they score 2? So maybe not too daft a call.
Yeah, this one's going to overcurl though. Could have done with just catching an edge of that red guard.
Nu tog jag en sten mer is. Jag
Ja,
håller ju bra mycket mer.
men det kanske är det här att de får svingen då. När
Ja,
man kommer där.
jag vet inte om man måste göra den där.
Backline teda.
Jo, nebo si chceš tu samou, můžeš tu samou, mně je to jedno.
Asi ne. Tohle je dobrý.
Yeah, so they should be able to push this red through and tap,
Takže heky.
tap it back alongside the yellow and roll in behind the double guard.
Hek.
Čistí.
Menší hek.
Jep. Wow.
This one from
Menší.
Jep. Wow, nemám směr. To není menší.
Powell from Czech Republic.
To není menší.
Looking pretty nice at the moment. But just drives it back onto the
Sorry, jo.
Ne,
yellow stone back at 8 foot, so it doesn't remove it from the 4 foot at all.
Nemetla.
Well, it's going to be a straightforward call here for Parnaren, and very much looks like it's going to be a force at worst for Sweden. Very much taking control of this game now. Don't think we'll see too much messing around here from Par. There's the coaching bench again,
Normal!
intently following this stone from the Swedish male.
Yeah, absolutely perfect, right on the nose. So now all that's left is
Ja, men nu kändes
for
slide.
the Czechs to come down and take their one.
Det är lite synd att man inte gör det.
Yeah, just got to watch what they're doing. They're playing against 3 with this.
Jag vet inte folk.
So final stone for Zuzana Haikova.
Den fine.
Well, it looks like it's just a quiet weight takeout here.
Wow. Ne, ne.
9.
Ne, ne. Ještě ho nemám.
Rána.
Nemám ho.
Rána,
Could have played the
rána.
draw. 2 stones taking a bounce off here. And this has got a lot of curling to do.
Yeah, this one's sitting high.
It's
And
going to be a steal. It's going to be a steal here.
One right.
And Sweden
Tell me.
starting to open a little bit of daylight
One red.
on the Czech Republic. And after 6 ends with that score, Sweden are going to lead Czech Republic by 7 shots to 5.
Ušil hodíš větší, ale ne o tolik.
Yes.
Dobrý. Pěkný, zavřem to naši stranu.
yeah, so big turnaround in this game. See, Czech Republic did lead by 3 points. But Sweden replying with a big 3 in the 3rd and 5th ends, really getting themselves back into the game. So, Noran, 83% in this game. Really high stats from him.
Yeah, you can't expect too much more than that.
Nej, behöver kalla. Ja, du får ta den. Ja. Ja.
Yeah, it's another superb draw right down on top of that yellow.
And you know what? When you don't have, when you have the last stone and you've got somebody throwing the first stone that well every single end, there's not too much you can do about it. You really need to follow up with some good shots.
No se bojím, že delší.
Ta hodně.
Well, looks like a little bit straight, a little bit wide. And again, Haikova just can't get on top of that first stone of the end. And you've got to put it partly down to the quality of the stones that that Susanna is opposing, Kenny.
Definitely. Parnoran's just been playing quite superbly, applying a lot of pressure. Maybe just that shot that was missed in the sixth end is maybe playing on her mind ever so slightly.
Well, Camilla playing 63% today. Yeah, I was kind of saying earlier in the week, Kenny, that there's kind of difference between making a shot and absolutely nailing it. That's something maybe isn't reflected in the stats. Maybe you play a 4 out of 4 shot, but it's just a good shot. Whereas you make a 4 out of 4 shot and you absolutely nail it, then it just puts so much pressure on your opposition, and quite often that's what will force the mistakes.
Yeah, we've seen there another great draw by Camilla, just right round on top of the red. So, Tomasz Pau for Czech Republic, 78% in this game. He's certainly upped it for the quarterfinals here.
Yep. And again, making a good call and peeling the centre guard off. Just take this opportunity to have a quick look around the boards. A big 5 for Switzerland in the sixth end, the 4-time world champion Switzerland now leading Austria by 9 shots to 4. Russia getting back into it with a score of 3 in the sixth end to lead Spain by 6-5. Hungary stealing 2 in the sixth end, now leading Norway by 6-1. And we're back to our featured game. Here's Camilla and the hack, and after trailing by 3 after the first 2 ends, Sweden really starting to show their class.
What we have seen is a lot of curl in this arena this week, which is meant for some great play. Mixed doubles is a fairly dull game if you don't have ice that's swinging. You can't get around the centre guard at all. It's fairly difficult to get anything going. But as we've seen there, the draw on the ice is really, really good.
Yeah, but you know what? The Czech Republic are probably making a better fist of this than a lot of teams would. A lot of the other teams would be trying to come around and try and freeze and outplay Sweden around the centre guard, and I think they almost acknowledge that they can't do that. They're doing a good job of acknowledging that the Swedish shots are too good, and you know what, it's going to take us too many shots to actually get into a scoring position. So get the centre guard off and don't allow any more damage to build up in the meantime. Really, I've not seen too many teams taking the centre guard off this week at all, so it's good tactics by the Czech Republic. They just need to find a way to make that first stone at the end. That's the key for me.
Nej, håll bara rent. Bara rent. Bara rent. Bara rent. Bara stanna. Japp, japp. Janet! Ja, bra Camilla. Ja, bra.
Skönt att man kan spela kortare nu.
Ja.
Yeah, so would you be tempted to run the guard with this one, Logan, or do you?
Oh, you know what? I think the timeout has been called here, so we're going to get some input here from Dan Raphael, but the guard's really long now. So this could well be their chance to make the come around, and by playing the peel, this is what they're looking for. As I said in the last end, they're looking for a better chance to make a play on the stones in the 4-foot circle.
Já jsem schopná vysmažit, když vezmeme guard.
Well, not looking good.
I mean, the guard is long enough. You can get around it with halfway.
Yeah, we know, but we'll do nothing with these two. Just one mine, one Viscas.
On the
Try to grab the second red.
Yeah.
At least try to move it a little bit.
Okay.
yeah, like.
So
Do you want to take
try
it
try
here
to nose
or
it. This 7.
Oh,
not-
if you can, sure.
Oh, I think so.
And then on the last one, maybe you will have to play the angle race if you are stuck. But
Yeah.
as long as you move it now, you're
Fine.
fine. You can't.
We know.
Tady to
It's
beru?
like frozen, so.
Tady?
Co tady?
To beru?
Bych chtěl brát komoru.
No to nevezmem, že jo.
Že ne? Hek? Já myslím, že jo.
Heky no. Heky.
So I think Dan Raphael just elected to say just come around on the out turn and just bump the high red. A really key stone this for Czech Republic. You need to move something. Can't afford to slip right past.
Ne, ne, ne. Jo, 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 jo! Jo, jo!
This one
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
does look as if it's curling pretty nicely.
Well, I think it's the right call just to change the angles a little bit. I think Dan Raphael was absolutely right with his advice. Tomasz Powell was just a little bit worried that he wouldn't be able to change it enough to justify making that come around, but I couldn't see them getting a better opportunity, to be honest. So Parnaren
Måste tänka liksom.
also identifying how important this situation.
Det kan de inte.
Mikael Andresen making his way down.
Skjuter den i den vinkeln.
I think the coaches at the mixed doubles need to act a bit more like the ones at the Worlds and take a little bit longer to get down there. I think they need to take a leaf out of Marcel Rock's book.
Well, I have seen Dan Raphael take a good 3 minutes to get down onto this earlier on. He walked the long way, let's say. There's
well, he was one of the coaches who were at the men's Worlds, so
yeah, it's. I think there maybe should be a time limit or something on that, Logan, to be fair.
Well, I think there is actually. There's like 60 seconds or something like that for the near end, but as you can see, like Dan Raphael's just sitting where the coach's bench is. It only takes about 10 seconds to get there, but generally they know what the walking time is before the timeout needs to start, so they try and maximise that to give the players the most amount of time to discuss. So
yeah, what you will see is some coaches taking their coat off or putting a coat on taking a notepad just to waste a few precious seconds to give the guys a little bit more time to come to a decision. So any aspiring coaches out there, there's a couple of tips for you to
master the slow walk.
Upplever du det fullet där ute?
Ja.
Yeah, so all Sweden really can do now is throw a guard. I don't think they need to overcomplicate things. They're sitting 2. Just need to tuck in the inside of their guard they play, so it can't be driven back. So final stone for Sweden in this end. Czech Republic still got one to come. And this one's going to be really, really long.
Yeah, we usually say if you're throwing a guard with your skip stone, then you've got to feel pretty good, pretty good about that. If you're throwing a skip stone every end that's a guard, then you're going to be in control of the end, and yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't happen too often.
No.
So can the Czech Republic rattle this corner garden, rumble some stones around, and put multiple score on the board? They would have to hit it absolutely perfect at
big weight.
A knot of rates. A rate of knots.
Neli, ještě na komoru.
Takhle?
Jo.
So here we go with the final stone of the 7th end. Big push. Put some heat in this one.
I think Thomas just turned away from this one. Oh, not a million miles away.
It wasn't. Just a little bit high, and it will be a steal of 2, I think. Yeah, so steal of 2 and a 9-5 lead into the 8th end.
No?
4 je docela hodně.
Je, no.
No tak Roman říkal, že dali 7, ne? Poslední. 4 v nich za dost nejde.
Oni hodí, když hodí. Oni se začínají, že?
So Czech Republic, although they're trailing by 4, they're going to have a go.
Well, just as we're about to get this this final end underway here in this World Mixed Doubles quarter-final between Sweden and the Czech Republic, we'll give you some updates on the other sheets. Score of 3 in the 7th end for Austria narrows the gap to 2, and Switzerland leading Austria 9-7 coming home. Russia getting another one in the 7th end and now leading Spain by 7 shots to 5, playing the 8th end. Norway scoring 3 to come back at Hungary, and score now 6-4 in favour of Hungary. And back in our featured game, it's been all Sweden for the last 5 ends or so, and they now lead the Czech Republic by 9 shots to 5. Susanna Haikova trying to make this freeze. We've seen near perfection from Parnaren. And again, putting the heat on the Czech Republic here. Tomáš Powell coming out to help.
Yeah, I think what we've seen is Parnaren has really stepped up to the plate. Camilla Johansson not had her best game of the week, but just been fairly steady. You've got to think that Parnaren is in around 90% for the game.
Yeah, right enough, Kenny, playing 87%. Good shooting.
Yeah, that's good shooting in a standard game of curling, never mind mixed doubles. So, what can Camilla Johansson do just to try and... I think what the Sweden will try and do here, Logan, is make sure that the yellows are open, so after the 4 stones played, they can play takeouts. They lead by 4. If they could just remove 2 of the Czech stones, they would all but win this game. But they haven't managed it. What Czech Republic have done is they've got them 2 yellow stones right in behind that guard.
Well, it needs to be the kitchen sink this time anyway from the Czech Republic. They won't be able to waste too many stones peeling the guard like they have been before, now trailing by 4 shots.
Yeah, impressive performance by Sweden. They did trail by 3 early on in this game. They really turned things around, didn't panic. So do you think they'll just try and freeze this, or will they try and bump it back?
I don't think they've got the angle at the moment to bump it. Having to go a little bit wider out, and I just wonder if it may be a bit slower out here. Tomas Powell's really trying to tuck into this one. Needs to get it past the middle of this yellow stone, and they've left it half checked. Bit of a disaster.
So I think Sweden will go after the yellows, try and remove them. You throw the guard, it's it takes that yellow stone out of play really at the back, and that means that they've
yeah, but actually the easiest stone to raise to remove that red stone is the other one, so I don't think there's any value in throwing a guard. You know what, they're leading by 4. I think they could peel the guard or run it in here. And you would think you're going to get left a really simple double takeout at some point. It would certainly leave the Czech Republic a lot to do with their remaining stones.
Ända ner, bara ända ner mot. Du kan ju dra en ända in i bo.
Precis, men vi spelar så att vi försöker sopa den så att vi inte går i och duttar upp det. För det är bättre om de är låst.
Ja.
yeah, so that I think they're just going to freeze the bottom one. So interesting tactics here from Sweden.
Kom igen, kom igen. Så länge som fasen.
Need this one right into the 8-foot. Doesn't really do enough, Logan.
Kom ut där, vet du, spåran, ta fart.
But it has covered the tap.
ganska lite
Ja,
utav
men
den.
grejen är att vi skyddar den här.
Things looking fairly ominous now for
Právě no, takže ten tam nebyl, tam asi nebyl. No, jako podívej se, kde máš guard, jo.
Czech Republic.
Well, the shot could be just to tap their own yellow, just a few inches, just to release it and set up options on both hands on that red stone.
Druhá varianta je zahrát tohle. A to bych si ještě nechal. Vem sem sypat kameny. Rozstříknout backlineou na komoru.
Jo. No a... Takhle?
Šel malinko dál.
So, just maybe T-weight, I think, with this one. Just come down and try and face the yellow. The yellow would spring back off onto the other red.
I don't think they even need to do that, Kenny. They could just tap it just a few inches just to free it up off the other yellow and leave it lined up onto that red. I think that would be a pretty good shot. You don't want to move that yellow too far that's in behind the red stone, just played by Camilla.
Genom det
Yeah. Czech Republic really need every stone to count now.
Needs to hold it just on the high side of the nose here. That's the key to this shot. Well, maybe a little bit too much weight and hitting it a little bit too close to the nose. But at least there's options now to get in at that red.
Yes, certainly.
Men jag menar, även om vi skulle trycka den så vi trycker den här.
So it's really difficult now for Sweden to guard everything.
Då ligger de ju bara två.
Rätt okej.
Ja.
Well, it certainly looks possible for Czech Republic to score 3 at the moment. What you don't want to do is present an opportunity to score 4. I think they might be kicking themselves at the moment that they didn't play the peel on the guard.
Då har han en sån här pang.
Are they looking at maybe running the red in?
Oh, absolutely. If they can see any of that stone, they could probably get rid of a couple of those yellow stones. So if they can see even half, then that would definitely be a good option.
Ja.
Den var så på så var det en gard.
Ja. Men det lär ju spela 40 då. Men det är ligger han kvar över träffan här så är det ju katastrof. Om vi gardar det där då kan han slå en här.
Yeah, they can see around
Han spelar här då.
half stone of the red.
Ja.
Vi måste ju försöka få träff så han snurrar hit då.
I think if you're going to play that, you just play it at control. You don't play it at big weight.
Well, we've got our first final score here in the quarterfinals, and it's Hungary, the defending champions, advancing to the semi-finals with a 7-4 win over Norway. And also, to follow that up, Switzerland have just defeated Austria by possibly 10 shots to 7 or 9 to 8. But no matter what, it's going to be the Swiss into the semi-finals. Okay, and I've just been informed that there's going to be a draw from the hat for the semi-finals, so we will wait and see. Well, I don't really know what shot that was. I think they tried to maybe come round and just tap that red up. Too many stones in play with a 4-shot lead for me, Kenny.
Yeah, definitely. They could have peeled the guard or split the guard at an earlier opportunity. Moved things around.
Já bych dala 10, potřebujeme se zbavit tohohle, tenhle musí vyjet.
Come down at control. You could just
Nejhorším to
High center
prorvem tou
nose.
dírou.
No jasně. Ale jestli ta díra není ani Ačko, víš?
Není. Myslím, že ne.
Tady.
Podle mě musíme brát. Se nám to
On se nám pak přetočí a bude mít možná blbý úhel,
se nám to
víš?
blbě nauhluje.
Právě no. Já bych
We've got lots of options with this.
Jako Ačko, teda tu díru jako
No,
Ačko.
jak třeba jsou tam ty jedničky pak.
No to tam právě, to možná ťukneš. No, neťukneš, no.
Jo, takhle.
No, víš, že se
Chce to,
tam
aby
ten posune,
ten náš zůstal
on
tady
se
stát,
posune.
abychom se s
Přesně,
ním mohli
přesně
hrát.
tak, přesně tak.
OK,
10.
10.
So I don't think they'll be
Ale to
going
možná
crazy with the
může
weight.
být 11,
Just be
no.
throwing
Ne, 10.
Pojď 11. 11 je fajn.
Barrier,
Jsem tady hrál
maybe?
už několikrát.
Okay.
Or is that a little bit too much weight? Take looking at the ice. Look at that ice. They're probably just playing around hack weight.
Yeah, I think it's the right shot though. They're just trying to spin this Yellowstone off their own yellow and to try and make a freeze on the red. But the important thing is to keep the Yellowstones around the house.
Malinko víc.
If they can make a good one here, then they could well be lying 5 round about 1. So maybe this game not dead quite yet.
11. 10 půl. Ne, 11.
As this one's hitting a little high. Really needs to keep the shooter. And rolls out a play. And I think it'll be a wide open hit for Sweden just on that left yellow to win the game. And even looking at throwing the guard.
I think
You just blast this, Logan.
well, I think Parr knows that if he could get that Yellowstone out of there, then it would be game over.
Om man ligger snett emot den här då?
A draw or a guard would probably do it as well, but you'd always, if you get the option, you'd much prefer just get the Yellowstones out of play.
Ja, men... Ja, det kan han ja. Men då är ju... Då vinklar ju den bort och den bakre är sämre än den här också.
So I think they're just calling the guard.
Yeah, well, you know what? The way the stones are sitting in the moment, I don't think there's a straightforward shot to score 4.
And this one has got plenty of running in it, Logan.
Dutta lite grann.
Well, I certainly don't want to rumble things around.
Bara tjapp på den då.
Oh, he's
Well,
throwing
that's up for
way too much weight with this. But gets I would say, gets a little lucky.
Well, try and spot the shot for 4.
Finns det chans?
So
I think they've maybe done
just enough.
I don't think that stone actually made any difference. I still don't think there was necessarily a shot to score 4 before Parnaran came to play.
Yeah, looking at the angles, it's really difficult.
I think they need to get all 3 of these reds moving somehow. I can't see it.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't see a shot for 4 here. I think anything that they do see is very much going to be a hit and hope. It could be running this guard in. That could be their only shot to try and triple these out. You would hit the red and the yellow at the top of the forefoot, pretty much just between them, and hope that you spin the yellow through with enough pace to remove the one in the button.
Yeah, you've got to catch this so perfect. Just 4/5 of the stone you're looking to hit on this red, drive it back onto the other red, onto the yellow, and just come across the face. So this is the final stone of the 8th end. What might be the last stone of the game.
Well,
some hot sauce on that one. Big push.
A lot of hot sauce. And definitely sacrificed a little bit of accuracy here.
Yes, and wasn't successful. And it will be a score of 1 to Sweden. They will progress to the semi-finals, winning 10-5 over the Czech Republic. So, just one more game left out there, and that is Russia versus Spain, and that is tied at 7 each, and they're into an extra end. So just to recap over the score there, Czech Republic racing into a 3-shot lead after 2 ends. Sweden getting back on terms with a 3 in the 3rd. And Sweden scoring another 3 in the 5th to take the lead once again by 1. Stealing 1 in the 6th, 2 in 7, and another 1 in 8 to progress to the semi-finals. So just to recap on the other 2 games which are finished. Norway fell to Hungary 7-4, and Switzerland beat Austria 9-7. Teams will now go into the hat for the semi-final draw, so teams are still awaiting to see who they will play. So we'll have some highlights and we'll have the post-game interviews in just a couple of moments. So first end of the game between Sweden and the Czech Republic. Per Noren trying to play a corner freeze to force the 1. That one just overcurled, left Czech Republic sitting 2. This left the Czech Republic with no real options of scoring any more than 2, so Zuzana Hajkova just threw that one away. And the Czech Republic took the lead into the second end. Czech Republic once again sitting shot, back of button. Per Noren trying to just tap back at draw weight. This one just overcurled, and it would be a steal of 1 and a 3-0 lead for Czech Republic. Third end, and the fight back was on. Some great play by Sweden. Per Noren once again playing last stones, drawing this one right onto the tee line, and the game was now tied after 3 ends. Fourth end, Czech Republic with a chance to hit for 3. This one just played with a little bit much weight, and the shooter rolled out, and it would only be a score of 2. Czech Republic once again ahead 5-3 at the break. The fifth end, Per Noren just trying to tap back for 4. This one just didn't curl enough, but it was enough to take the lead. 6-5 as they went into the 6th end. And Sweden really applying some pressure and forcing Czech Republic to play against 3 shots. That one just played a little bit heavy from Zuzana Hajkova, and a steal of 1 and a 2-shot lead for the Swedes. Some great play by Per Noren. Here you see the first stone of the end, just right down onto the button, and that proved really difficult from the get-go. That stone's still on the button there, and Czech Republic being forced to try and angle one in, missed everything completely, and another steal of 2 and a 9-5 lead into the 8th. So Hajkova for Czech Republic trying to angle one in here in the 8th, trying to pick up 4 and go into an extra end, but it wasn't quite enough as Sweden progressed to the semi-finals 10-5 over the Czech Republic.
Congratulations. You got off to a slow start today, but you pulled it off in the end.
Yeah, I don't know varför we have a slow starter, but the other half of the game we play really good.
Was there anything that you said at halftime that really turned it around for you?
We said that we had to go for it, and we did.
Yeah, and there was the word from the coach, so he bring the little go in the team after forehands.
Was there anything specific that Mikael wanted you to improve on?
He mean go in the house and put the stone and don't freeze it and put it away and
Tap it back.
tap it back.
There's now a draw for the semi-finals. Is there anyone you particularly want to avoid?
Doesn't matter.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
So Sweden progressing into the semi-finals along with Hungary and Switzerland. Yet to be decided if Russia and Spain will join them. But from Logan Gray and myself, Kenny Edwards, thanks for listening to this broadcast of the World Mixed Doubles live from the Ice Bowl Arena here in Dumfries, Scotland.